Capsule grocery list. Let's talk about it. I'm a minimalist. I love simplifying life. I don't meal prep or batch cook anything. In fact, I don't really cook at all. I'm so lazy. I'm also a nutrition and dietetics student, so it's all very healthy, whole food based. It's also plant based. I got requested to do this, so thank you, Emily, for the request. I hope you enjoy it. Yeah, without further ado, let's get on and I'll share with you what I have. So firstly on the list is oats. Oats are a staple all year round. I think they're great. They're so versatile. Not that I really make them that versatile. I have just a simple bowl of oats every morning. I don't cook the oats. I just pour hot water over them, which people bully me all the time for, and they say I'm a psychopath. But quite frankly, I don't care. It's just quick and it's easy and it's simple and it tastes basically the same. So I don't know why everyone's so cross about it. But yeah, oats I love. They'll always be on my capsule list. They're so filling, full of fibre, full of the good stuff. Love oats. Next up on my sort of breakfast theme, plant milk. I go for soy. I'm a soy milk junkie. In London, I was buying this soy milk in Lidl, but I've moved house and the Lidl near me now does not do that milk. It's weird. I didn't realise, I thought all Lidls stock the same thing. But anyway, this Lidl stocks a different one. So I bought it, not really looking at the label, and it had maltodextrin. So I won't be buying that anymore. I like to get my plant milks pretty clean. I always go for a soy because I just think easy way to get a bit of extra protein. So yeah, soy is my go-to. Next up, we got beans. I love beans. The reason it's so broad, this I've just put on beans, is because when I go into the shop, I just pick whatever bean I fancy. I go for the tin beans or beans in a jar, whatever. I'm just going for chickpeas, butter beans, black beans, kidney beans, cannellini beans, haricot beans, lentils, any bean. I'll grab a few cans, bish bash bosh, done. I just try and rotate them. So whatever bean I bought last week, I try not to get that again. Just for a little bit of plant diversity in the diet, you know? Next up, I've got mixed nuts and seeds. I put this under one, which is probably cheating, but it's not really cheating because I usually either get one or the other. Sometimes I'll get some hemp seeds and chia seeds as well. Seeds do last a while, so I only really find myself buying with one of these things in a week. Yeah, I just try and look for mixed nuts. I'm always looking for walnuts, omega-3s. We love that. Hemp seeds are great because they're high in protein. I love pumpkin seeds, pine nuts. Literally, it doesn't really matter. You don't have to copy what I'm doing. I change it up a bit. Just mixed nuts and seeds, good to have in your diet. Good source of fat. Don't go too crazy with them, but sprinkled on top, easy. I go for the whole nuts and seeds rather than like a nut butter, say, just because it's packed with the fibre. It doesn't hit your bloodstream quite so hard and fast. Mixed nuts and seeds, love it. Next up, I've got tofu. Of course, a vegan staple. I love tofu. The one I love at the moment from Lidl, which is crazy, it's a new tofu. It's bloody delicious. Again, because I don't cook, sometimes just plain tofu is a bit like, I don't know. You know when you cook tofu and it sort of absorbs the flavours, it absorbs whatever you put in it. But I'm too lazy. And Lidl have done me wonders because they've come out with this basil tofu. They have a few flavours, but basil one's my favourite because it's the cleanest ingredients. You just have to chop it up and put it in a salad and it just tastes good on its own because it's got a bit of a basil kick to it. So yeah, I'm loving that. It's so cheap, so easy, good punch of protein in there, dreamy. Then next up I've got tempeh, and this is a new one to my list because I always sort of avoided tempeh because you have to cook it. However, there's a new brand in town, tempeh, or Tiba Tempeh, I don't know how you say it, but so good. It basically sells these pre-chopped packaged tempeh little bites and you don't have to cook them, you can eat them straight out of the pack. Delicious, nutritious. Again, they do have a few flavours, I think, but my favourite flavour, and also it's actually the one that happens to be the healthiest, is the soy marinated one. It's basically just really salty tempeh. It's probably a bit high in sodium, that's its nutritional downfall. However, it's really clean ingredients. It's really just tempeh and a bit of soy marinade, it seems like. Really good. I love it. I'm such a fan of it. And it's nice to mix up tofu, tempeh, but the reason I put them as two different things because I do buy both of them most weeks. Usually if I put them under the same category on my list, it's because I either buy one or the other. But these get their own category because I buy both of them every week. And they're so good. I love it. So big fan of Lidl for putting both of those in their supermarket. I'm such a fan. Next up, I've got lettuce/leaves because, again, this is something I rotate. I either am getting a good head of romaine lettuce or I'm getting a bag of mixed leaves, you know, Italian leaf mix or baby leaf mix, I don't know, or spinach or rocket. Again, I just try and rotate it as much as possible. It's a way to keep my list very simple, but also get in a bit of plant diversity by just rotating it each week. And I don't really keep track of it at all. Luckily, my memory's good enough, so I remember what I had last week. I just try and not buy that again. Next up, we got tomatoes because I love tomatoes. My God, I used to not like them literally until a year ago, I want to say. Maybe 2 years ago. Like, what? I don't know what's wrong with me. They're so delicious. Some leaves and tomatoes, that's my non-negotiable. That has to be the base of my salads. I love tomatoes and leaves. Gotta have tomato in a salad. If I don't have tomato in a salad, I'm a bit sad. Next up, we got cucumber / peppers / beetroot. I put them all into one. You can be like, you're cheating. But I don't think it's cheating because I'm usually just picking one out of those three. Again, get a bit of rotation in. Again, this is just my list at the moment, and it will probably be my list for the next few months. But I'll happily mix up and put another veg in there if I so fancy. However, those are the three that I like. Again, you don't have to cook them, so it's easy. Beetroot is so good. I get the pre-cooked beetroot. Delicious in those little packets. The only thing that annoys with that is quite messy with all the juice. Next, we've got apples / fruit. I put apples because that's what I'm getting right now. I'm addicted to apples. I really had a phase where I was so not into apples. I sort of just boycotted apples. I was like, they're so basic, so boring, I'm not into it. They're so good. Also, they're nice and local. Apples are great when you're in the UK. It feels like it's nice and local. You're not importing all this tropical fruit. The reason I love them as well is because they're very durable in a bag. See, I love a banana as well, but a banana is not durable when I'm going onto campus into my lectures to study and I've got a backpack on and it's got a laptop in, it's got a water bottle in, there's some heavy things in there. Banana gonna get smushed. And I actually have a horror story. One of my best mates, he brought in a banana with him into uni and it got squished in his bag and it went all over his laptop and his laptop broke. So be careful of bananas in bags. I think you can get those cases for them, which are quite fun, but also so excessive. And that's so not minimalist because all you can put in there is a banana, so it seems really useless. Bananas are great if you don't have stuff in your bag that's going to squish it all, or if you're just at home. But yeah, I'm an apple girly at the moment. They're just more durable. I like it. Apples for the win right now. But as I say, depending on what season we're in, I can go for any fruit. I think it's coming up to orange season, isn't it? Or tangerine season. So I'm going to get involved in that. It's also nearly persimmon season. Sharon fruit. Ugh, I love persimmon. They're a bit messy to eat, but I love them. So yeah, fruit, I just freestyle with that. I'll go in whatever I want, but at the moment, apples through and through. And then next up, we got the frozen things. So frozen fruit. I don't buy too much fresh stuff just because I feel like it goes off, and frozen is usually more nutrient dense because it's picked when it's proper ripe. So these frozen fruit, I'll usually put in my oats in the morning. Frozen berries. Frozen blueberries is my go-to right now. But again, I try and rotate it a bit. We'll go for some frozen strawberries sometimes, cherries, raspberries. At the moment, I also have a mango, pineapple and papaya mix, which is so tropical. I don't really know what I'm thinking. I think I'm trying to hold on to summer. But it's actually quite nice in oats. I wouldn't have really put that in oats usually. I usually stick with the berries, but it's pretty nice. But yeah, as I say, rotate it, get them plant points, get a load of different things in, gut microbiome diversity. Love it. And then next, frozen veg, obviously. Love a bit of frozen veg. Again, easier to cook, easier to store, doesn't go off. I usually buy like a mixed bag of veg. Got like beans, peas, sweet corn, broccoli, cauliflower. I don't know, it sort of depends on the bag I get. You can get loads of different bags. I just pick whichever one I fancy. You can actually thaw most of these veg. Most of the time you don't even need to cook it. I used to get a mixed veg. When I was working in Australia, I had to bring in a little pack lunch for me. I'd get a load of mixed veg and then I'd add whatever else on top and keep it in the fridge. But it would just turn into sort of as if it had been cooked and then cooled. I don't know, quite easy. No microwave even required, but people are scared of the microwave. It's a scary device, but it's fine. It's literally just heating up particles. So I can chuck a load of broccoli, cauliflower in the microwave if I want. It's usually pre-chopped. It's easier. I'm such a fan of frozen fruit and veg. People think the fresh stuff's better. It's literally not. And then next up in its own category is frozen peas, which I know is sort of a frozen veg. However, I put it in its own category because I buy it every week. I love frozen peas. It's like my non-negotiable. I have to get frozen peas. I love them. I also want to try getting frozen edamame because peas and edamame I feel like are in the same category. They are vegetables sort of, but they're much more energy dense and protein dense. They've got a bit more oomph in them. But Lidl doesn't do frozen edamame beans. So I'll have to go hunt for that elsewhere. But yeah, frozen peas I love. And what I really like about them as well is you don't need to cook them. I just pour hot water over peas and I just let them thaw and then drain them and then pop in my salad. Bish, bash, bosh. So good. Next up, we've got snack bars. I have been buying these recently. I don't know. I don't usually buy that many snack bars, but I've been getting peckish when I go into uni. And it's just an easy thing to bring with you. I buy the sort of naked bar knockoffs from Lidl. They're just made of dried fruit and nuts. I'm a bit wary of dried fruit on the teeth, you know, probably not good for the tooth health. But at the moment I am buying them because they're just an easy, simple snack. And they don't take up much room in my bag. They're just small. Got a lot of energy and nutrition in there. I like them. But yeah, if you're not at Lidl, they literally are just naked bars, if you know the naked bars. They're just cheaper versions of naked bars, which is great. And then finally on my list is tahini slash hummus. Again, I know that's not the same thing, but I rotate it. Sometimes I want hummus, sometimes I want tahini. Depends what mood I'm in. They're sort of the same thing because hummus has tahini in, but I just like to mix it up. Sometimes even in this mix, I'll add a bit of almond butter or something in. But at the moment, I haven't been doing that. I did used to do that because this is all to add as a dressing for my salads. Almond butter or peanut butter can get thrown in there. But at the moment, I'm just doing tahini and hummus. I mix that with some vinegar and that is my salad dressing. And you might be like, where are you getting vinegar from? That's sort of in my general pantry list, which I will go through as well. I'll treat you and give you my sort of background always in the pantry list. I don't put on my capsule list because I don't need to buy it every week at all. It's probably like a once a month purchase, if that. I'll tell you what I got because it's only a couple other items. It's not very much. I've got balsamic vinegar or any type of vinegar, but I love balsamic. As I say, I add it with the tahini or the hummus and I just make a nice dressing with that. Then I've got my herbs. I only use 3 herbs and spices. Cinnamon, so good. I put that in my oats every morning. And then I've got black pepper and mixed herbs. Again, I love a mixed bag. It just like has it all. I know certain herbs are good for certain things, but I'm basically eating the same thing every day. So mixed herbs will do. And black pepper, love black pepper. I don't put salt on things. Salt-free. I get a bit of sodium from some of the more processed foods I eat. So I think that's fine. And then herbal tea bags. Again, I don't really need to buy this very often at all, but I usually just buy them in bulk and then I have herbal tea bags. I love this chocolate tea. I just love it. It's yogi tea, chocolate tea bag, so good. And then I also drink a red bush tea with a bit of milk. I'm not a black tea drinker or like a English breakfast tea. I like a red bush. And then other teas I like peppermint and licorice. Chai tea is always nice. But yeah, in my house at the moment, I've just got my chocolate tea bags and my red bush tea. And then protein powder, which I buy online in bulk, so it's just more simple. I'm quite fussy with my protein powders. Loads of them are just full of crap ingredients that I don't want, so I'm a bit picky. I buy it online, I make sure it's heavy metal tested. So yeah, that's my list. The main chunk that I spoke about at the beginning, that 15, I think it was, that's what I'm buying every week or sometimes every other week, with oats. You might not need it every week. And then there's other things I mentioned, maybe, once a month, maybe less. And I don't stick to this list to a T. I'm not like, oh my God, I have to stick to this list. If I'm in the shop and I fancy something extra, I'll get it. For example, at the moment, I've got some nice soy yogurt. I'll buy that sometimes. I'll buy potatoes sometimes, usually in a tin because I don't like cooking. So I'll buy tinned potatoes, which I feel like get a lot of hate as well, but I'm a fan of tinned potatoes. All it is potatoes and a little bit of calcium carbonate for a stabiliser. Really not bad for you. I mix it up a little bit here and there, but I just like having a solid staple capsule list so that I'm not making a list each time. I'm not having to think about what I'm eating for dinner because I'm eating the same thing almost all the time. And yeah, this list works so well for me. I'm basically eating a big bowl of oats in the morning with a load of fruit and nuts and seeds. And then for my lunches and dinners, I'm sort of having a big old salady thing with a load of mixed veg and beans with a nice dressing. That's kind of it. It is really simple and repetitive, but as I say, because I do rotate the veg that's in it, it doesn't feel boring at all to me. I love it. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you again, Emily, for requesting it. Hope that gave some inspo, and I'll catch you next time. Ciao, ciao.